Weird. I hadn't decided on a thumbnail yet. Um, I said one was waiting, but yet there's nobody in here. It is in the middle afternoon on a Sunday. I don't expect 50 people to be in here, but you never know. Um, Obviously, we're not in the big truck. There we are. Oh, let's see here. See if anybody shows up. There's a few phone calls I have to make today too. And get some people in here, and we'll talk. Hey Bob, I meant to call you this week. I saw your text, man. Everything's good. Um, yeah. We'll have a conversation either today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Ooh, don't want to accidentally block somebody here. So we got Daniel Adami, Don Shunger, Dalton Clark, Bob G, Great Freight Sage Logic, who's been a YouTube machine. Thor and Thunder Truck, and I am wrong. And here's why. I'll tell you why here in a minute. Grafton, hey, Jeremy Rice, Bob G, no worries. Good deal. Greg Zimmer, Overtax, Minnesota. Present, sir. I kind of irritated right now. First world problems, though, right? And this kind of has nothing to do with trucking, so, but it kind of does. I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be blunt, to the point. Record collectors, I don't like them. I don't like record collectors. And and why do I say that? Because I'm at this Route 66 record show, right? Every year in Springfield, local record stores in the area, and some that travel nationally, they come to this place, and it's like an all-in-one event. And they don't just sell records, they sell CDs, they sell tapes, they sell memorabilia. I have a big, huge Iron Maiden banner in my bedroom, bigger than the one that's in the truck, that I bought at this particular show years and years ago. Probably about 10 years ago. I'm not a huge, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to pick through every single record. And I'm not the guy that wants to replace his entire CD collection on vinyl, because if you guys don't know, vinyl is making a comeback. And so a lot of like what a lot of artists will do is they'll make an album and they'll put it on vinyl, and then when you get the vinyl, you get a download link on a piece of paper, and you can download it and have it digitally on your computer or device, and then that way you can listen to it stream. Because I hate having CDs in the truck, right? I hate having CDs in the car, because they get damaged, they get lost. You gotta mess with them. I've trashed a lot of CDs because I had them in the car. Same thing with cassettes, but you get a vinyl, but I don't want to just get anything on vinyl. I'm kind of picky about that, right? And yeah, Thor, we're gonna get into that. Vinyl has some ridiculous pricing sometimes. Now here's problem number one. So I go to a lot of different Walmarts. I would say across the country, but that's not true because I haven't been across the country in a while. But like in the local area, and right now they're selling these Metallica records with like they got Ride the Lightning with blue vinyl, and they got Injustice for All with green vinyl, and they're pretty cool pieces, and they're only exclusive to Walmart. And part of me wants to get those albums because they're cool, but part of me doesn't want to support Walmart on a product that the local record stores need the business. Especially I've got a friend of mine that owns a local record store, or local music store, I guess would be a better term, and I refuse to this may just me being I don't know, and that's where the title comes in. But I refuse to give a business like I got to buy my food at Walmart, right? And but Walmart was allowed to stay open here in this area while the local record store was not because they were non-essential. You know, it's kind of like Academy. Academy was allowed to stay open because of the tools that they sell, but you couldn't go in there and buy a Kansas City Chiefs shirt if you wanted to, but you could at Walmart. So, a little unfairness right there, right? So, I refuse to give me buying a record business to Walmart, okay? Call me silly, I don't care. There's a guy at this record show that was selling said Walmart products for 45 and 50 bucks when I can get them at Walmart for 25, $28, right? And so what he's doing is he's going to the different Walmarts and buying them and then reselling them at this show. And which, fine, I'm not a capitalist hater or whatever, but and I talked to the guy. I said, "So were you able to stay open during COVID world?" And he said, "No." I said, "So the place that's trying to take your business away, who was allowed to stay open, you supported their business by buying these records in hopes that you can make a fast buck. Well, they're collector's items, and this is the only way I can get them. But you're still supporting the business that is looking to put you out of business." And he could tell I was irritated. It's hard with the stupid mask on, and so maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe, like obviously I still wasn't gonna buy it because now I'm supporting that activity, and it just irritated me. And then I was at another booth and there's a guy, I forget who the band even was, but there's a record in there for $600. Now, look, I get it. Collector's items, I get it, and there was a guy thumbing through the records, and they're in a milk crate. The $600 record was in the milk crate with all the $3 records, which, boink, and the guy's like, the guy that was thumbing through that milk crate full of records, he was like, "Well, what makes this worth $600? And the guy literally goes, "I have no idea. My boss said I could probably let it go for 400 though if I want." Now, I get it. Collectors, I collect stuff. I have a good CD collection. I have a good guitar collection. Well, no, we'll talk about that, but I've got a good guitar collection. Not like extraordinary, not like 50 guitars or anything like that. But I don't know, it just takes the fun out of what this show used to be because it became trendy, and this is part of an antique mall. So I went in there, I was bored, and not really bored. I was just in the area trying to get some exercise in, walking around or whatever, and there was a guy who basically put a bunch of stuff on like some old dolls to make them look creepy and weird, wanting 80 bucks for it, like for his artistic, talent or whatever, which again, as an artist, I get it. Oh, and then and right in the beginning there was a table, a coffee table thing and it was priced at $18,000. And that just goes over my head. That literally just, you know. I believe, look, if you want to buy a nice car, or you want to buy I'm not like completely anti-materialism, but to spend like $19,000 on a coffee table, I don't know. I guess I'm just in the wrong spot, you know, because I guarantee you that that person did not pay for that kind of money on it. And what causes it to be $19,000? It was 18,999. Like that $1 is going to make a difference. I don't know. I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but the Metallica thing really kind of ticked me off. And he knew it. He was staring at me, as I was thumbing through these Walmart. I said, the Walmart in Springfield's got Ride the Lightning in blue vinyl right now for $28. Oh, I didn't see it. No. Well, you got these from somewhere. Walmart in Lamar had all the albums. The Walmart in Neosho had all the albums. It's not like this stuff's out of print. And that's the thing that irritated me. I said, so is this stuff out of print? Acting dumb. Oh, yeah, this is out of print. You can't find these anymore. None of the stores have them. I guarantee you I'd go to Walmart.com and buy every single one. The guy lied to me, you know, and then when I called him on his BS, he was, oh, well, we got to make our money somehow. Yeah, by scamming idiots? Come on, dude. It pissed me off. It really did. And so I left. I left the show. I paid my $5 to get in, and I left. I talked to the one owner I do know here, who he seemed miserable, and I don't know. It just irked me. It just really, really irritated me. I know, first world problems. Wah, wah. You should be in the truck driving. You wouldn't have to deal with this crap, But it just, I'm all about making a dollar. I'm all about capitalism. But by lying to your customers, I don't know. Business without morality is a bad idea, because I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm thinking wrong, because evidently the only way you stay in business now is to be vindictive, lying, deceitful, and a huge markup on stuff that anybody can get anywhere. And in a time where small businesses are suffering because of the C world, I won't even say the full word now. It's in the lack of personal customer commitment by the big stores like Walmart, Amazon, and all that, Best Buy, I would think that the small businesses would be happy to get people in there. I would have gladly paid for those records because I wanted them if the guy hadn't marked them up, but the only reason why he had to mark them up because he had to buy them at retail, which again, it's, if you want to do that, that's fine, but to lie to me and say that they're out of print and you can't find them anymore, ridiculous. Meanwhile, I go on Walmart.com and get pretty much a few records that I've been looking for, old and new, older albums, So, but I try to support the new, the small business, and they absolutely, some of these small businesses take a dump because they think that their stuff's worth more than it is. And if you don't do your research, you can get really had. Like, some idiot's going to pay $18,999 for a freaking coffee table because they got money to burn. Vinyl has some ridiculous pricing. It does. Tolga, what's up? Pale Rider TV. It was enjoyable to hang out with you Friday night, sir. Provost Motorsports, I hope you're doing well, and hope you don't have a sunburn. I've got a super single rim I'm going to make coffee table out of and sell it for $6K. Dude, hey man, if you could do that, more power to you, man. If that's what I should do. I should just find, my wife's always telling me I need to get rid of some stuff. Maybe I just need to do that. I just need to, like, Go to Lowe's, get some power tools, and put some crap together and call it unique, one of a kind, can't find it anywhere, and tack on an extra zero on that and see if I can make some kind of profit. There's a show called Flea Market Flip that my wife's been kind of watching. The family's been kind of watching that, and it's on. It's like it's got like we've got like 100 episodes on the DVR. And what these people do is they go to these like old outdoor swap meets and they'll buy like an old coffee table and then an old chair and then they'll cut half of it apart and put some new modern, like remember in the 60s, like 2001 Space Odyssey, the modern furniture, that kind of look. They make it to look like something like that crap, and then they tack on, like, they take a coffee table that you paid $15 for, butcher it up, and then charge $300 for it. And the two teams, whoever can make the most profit wins. And it's ridiculous what people will buy. It's kind of genius if you think about it. And so Thor, you're on to something there. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I'm again, what's the title of the video? Am I wrong? Do I have the wrong mindset? Am I a dying breed that that business should be honest, and you shouldn't price gouge collectors, and you shouldn't lie to your customers? Maybe that's why I don't get further in life. Maybe that's why I can't seem to do anything right. When it comes to business, I don't know. Like brokers, for example. Now we'll get into this trucking stuff. I'm the guy that will give you all the check calls, tell you, email you, call you, text you, whatever you want, ask for your preference. And if you don't care about your load and you don't care that I make check calls, then what's the point, right? My job is to stand out from the other dweeb that's got another truck just like mine, with the trailer just like mine, that's trying to haul the same load just like me to the same place. My job is to stand out from that guy with customer service. And if the broker that I'm trying to give the customer service to doesn't care, then what's the point? And then they turn around and gripe about truck drivers that don't care about their work. It's a two-way street. Getting the C-Shot tomorrow? Good deal, Provost. Collection are about the ownership, not the price. There's not one, look, I love collecting records. I love collecting CDs. There's not one piece of music on this earth that I would pay $600 for. Ever. I will listen to it on Spotify. I will put it on I will record it with a video camera so I can listen to it later. I just, and I get it. There are Beatles records that are worth thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I get it. But I don't know. Value's in the eye of the beholder. I have a hard time buying into anything from Walmart as collectible due to it being mass produced. Exactly, Thor, exactly. Just because it's a different color. Look, I want Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets and Justice for All on vinyl because I enjoy those records, But do I care what color it is? No. So, why should I pay $50 for something that, it's not like I sit there and stare at the record while it's playing, So someone will pay the $600. But the guy with that, look, if I was that record booth owner and I heard my employees say, well, my boss said I'll take $400 for it, I'm like, you got to negotiate, But I don't know. I'm just, a friend of mine was telling me about a record store in Kansas City where all they do is the new vinyl. You don't have to sort through all the Elvis Presley records and the Foreigner records and the the old ancient, gospel records to get this, to get to the Judas Priest records, and that's the pet peeve of mine. Record places that don't separate the metal, because I don't really want to sort through your entire record collection to find that one or two pieces that I'm looking for. And CDs, that's a little bit easier because you could see them. You don't have to touch and feel every single one, which we had the hand sanitizer, but I don't know. I'm irritated because I was having such a good day. I was listening to some music and took my daughter to her friend's house, and we had, and it's just, it was a good day. And then I got irritated by someone who took me as a fool. It is Palm Sunday. Happy Sunday. You can get normal vinyls at the grocery store. Look, the Love's truck stops, some of them have vinyl. It's crazy. Quit trading time for money, start investing. The dollar and gold are dead. Buy fractional shares of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Algera, buy and hold. Low Vine Coach, you just proved that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Really. I don't know how to make money. I mean, I know how to do it in the truck, but I think that's just blind luck. I mean, and be like, "Oh, Steve, quit downing yourself." It's true. It really is. I'm no expert. The only thing I know how to do better than a lot of people is not overreact to stuff. So I'm doing a reaction video of some record guys. I can't even do that right. But it's made me smile. It's made me laugh. It's a beautiful day. I got a nice walk, but I don't know. Whatever makes you feel good, right? To them, it's worth it. I know. Pigtail, what's up? Watch stocks all day in the truck, LOL. Well, again, I know nothing about that world. And obviously, I think that part of my problem is my perception. Like, I perceive how I would run a record store. And I think that's kind of the problem. A lot of people watch trucking videos and they're like, well, this is how I would run a trucking business. Wow, that guy's not doing it like I would, so he's an idiot. I'm kind of doing the same thing. I don't know. I'm just not a big liar. I literally can't tell somebody that these things are out of print when I can go to Walmart.com and get whatever I want. You know what I mean? It literally just irked me. And when small businesses are suffering and then they slice their own throats, it's really kind of frustrating. It really is. So, but when it comes to stocks, I know nothing. So just another proof, another element of proof that I don't know jack about anything. I am running a trucking company, barely. No. Anthony Bressler, what's up? This is the exact reason we are friends. Because I'm an idiot. Oh, Provost, you crack me up. I see things outside of the box. I think that's what maybe Provost is trying to say. Is that what you're saying? Buy some oil stock. You know what? So I don't know if this is true. This might be one of those Facebook try to get you all riled up meme things, but somebody was showing a picture of a piece of plywood that was like $37, and he said that last year at this time this was $15. That's a huge markup. Maybe that guy bought that piece of plywood from Walmart and then is trying to resell it. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Because I'm humble and honest. Okay. Thank you, Provost. I appreciate that. I look, there's been times where I had to keep my ego in check. I was thinking about that today. I was listening to some Metal Church. You guys know, you thrashers know Metal Church, right? I was listening to Blessing in Disguise, and And when Apnea got to open up for Metal Church, it was so awesome because yeah, there was hardly anybody at this crowd, right? But we got to open up for Metal Church, and when they went into the song Badlands, I was fanboy. I was like, ah, you know, I love that song. And so I was listening to that album today, and it just kind of reminded me that, you know, there was a time where I was like, yeah, man, I've opened up for Metal Church. You know, what have you done? You know, and I don't know, it irritates me when I think of myself in that sense. But you know, but I try to be humble because at the end of the day, we're all just worm food. Doesn't matter if you own a $20,000 coffee table or a $600 record, or you're the asshole that's trying to upcharge Walmart merchandise. You're all worm food. We are all worm food. You know what is ridiculous right now? Yeah, that's gonna hurt because we need to re-roof our house. And you know, thank God for the government because they got me stimulus money. You know, so buy some Woodstock. Woodstock. But I don't know, man. It's just I'm just irritated, and you know, I realized I didn't do a weekend live last night. We hung out, me and my family. We went to Big Rig CEO's house. We had hung out with his family, ate venison, and hung out by the fire pit. It was good. It was a good time. Too bad Mother Nature was trying to ruin it with the wind, but you know, and you know, Steve, being the idiot that he is, didn't bring his jacket with him, so he had to borrow a shirt from James. But it was a good time, and those are the moments now that I relish. I could give two shits about a $600 record. I really could. I could give a rat's ass about a blue colored vinyl that I may or may not want from Walmart, you know. But but moments that it's like, you know, my, like for example, instead of buying like a $5,000 ring for my wife, I would pay for a vacation, you know, a moment, a memory, you know. And I think that's where these antique malls and the record collectors and the toy collectors, you know, I was talking to my kids about Hot Wheels collectors and how those guys are scum too. And I think that's the wanting of to relive the past. There's a lot of profit in memories. There's a lot of profit in, I mean, look at all these reboots, you know. Look at all these bands that have made comebacks. Look at all these, you know, toys that are reissued, you know. A GI Joe character that was $3 back in the day at Kmart is now worth $100, and or you can buy the replica from some other toy manufacturer for 20, you know. And again, I get it, but I don't know, I'm just weird that way. Inflation, yeah, within a year. Unfortunately, they're affecting the honest small business owners too. That's true. Those type of people are shooting their own legs with their lies. This is why too many sectors disappearing so fast. People are bored by scamming. I would say get a metal roof, Wallace. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know how much that costs though. Put a tin roof over. It's cheaper. It sounds nice in the rain. um, I would say your videos influenced me more than any other media. Well, Marty, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Marty. I am in a day cab. Well, I've slept in this truck. I've slept in this pickup. I'm a hot shot. I'm in a hot shot vehicle. Building boom since people are working from home and whatnot. Yeah, that's a possibility of the whole. The majority of plywood comes from overseas. The 3 states in the U.S. can't produce enough. That's what I heard. He is correct. Supply and demand, right? Oh, but supply and demand doesn't, that doesn't affect anything. Yeah, supply and demand, I get it. Look, it's gonna hurt. Wallace, how I wonder how much more a metal roof would cost over a traditional roof at this point, because we don't plan on staying in this house, for the next 20 years. So, but we're gonna start getting um, oh, what do you call it? We're gonna start pricing around. Only empty containers are in America, so hard to ship stuff. Right over your existing roof, the roof will cost $6,000. Oh, huh. That's interesting. Well, we got one part that needs to be repaired. Like literally, like they gotta dive into it. So they just lay strips over the current roof and then lay the tin on top. Okay. I saw something about housing prices jumping 20% by the end of the year. Overtax, there's going to be a housing bubble burst like you haven't seen since 2009. I don't have a positive outlook on our economy. I don't have a positive outlook on people at my level, us peasants, when it comes to the future. Because if you got money, it's going to go. If you got money, you're going to be. If it doesn't go up in smoke in the stock market, it's going to go up in smoke. You're going to spend $40 for something that used to cost 10. It's going to get ugly. I mean, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just trying to be a realist. And I have nothing to gain by creating fear mongering, but there's so many trends that just do not look good. You want to predict the future, look at what's happening now. And I don't see anything positive happening now. I really don't. I will check it out, Wallace. I'll bring it up to the wife, and because I do know a person that did that, so maybe you can kind of give us a heads up on the metal roof thing. That's a good idea. Just jump on it. If I jump on it, I might break the whole dang thing. Now there's a section of the house that is it's affecting the utility room. So the best economy to make money off of is a bad economy. That's an interesting outlook. Thor is a little Viking roofer. Anyways, I hope your guys' Sunday's pretty good. Like I said, we'll be back to work tomorrow. I don't have anything booked. I do have a bid in with Convoy that they're probably like literally like looking at me like looking at the bid. They've got it printed out and they've got like a dartboard and they're like just throwing darts at it because it is ridiculous. What about container freight in 40 years from now? 40 years from now, Marty, I'll be dead. Doesn't matter. Chucky, what's up? They put foam down for insulation? Oh wow, okay. So there's like a wow, that probably helps the heating and cooling bills then. Huh. I'm definitely gonna look into that, Wallace. Trillions of fake dollars printed, stock market a joke. Think about this, guys. I want you to think about this. In the old days, if you had $100, you had a physical $100, right? You either had to store it in a bank, or you put it in a coffee can in your kitchen, or you put it under your bed, that kind of thing. You could have literally $100,000, quote unquote, but it's all a digital number. A digital number on a website. That's it. All the money I make with like trucking, other than the 50 bucks that's in my pocket, is literally a digital number that I can access via a website, and a plastic card that may or may not give me my cash. And when you think of the basic core of that, it's kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Get dual citizenship to protect yourself from crypto being outlawed in America. Little Viking Coach, I'm not sure where you're going. The government is trying to pass a state bill. If you die, the government gets your money and what everything you own. Well, if that happens, then the record collecting business is going under. No one's going to be charging $18,000 for your coffee table after you die because the government will have it. I don't see that happening. I'd be curious. Somebody that tried to rob Levine Coach at the Petro once, he just grabbed his money sock and beat the snot out of the perp. They call it Weltschmerz, and you can do something on your own about the trend of the economy. No, just do your best for yourself and your family. Dutch, that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I got food, water, a plan, tools, freedom pills, and knowledge. That's what I take with me. Because again, in the end, we're just worm food, right? You might want to invest in some silver while they keep suppressing the price. Indonesia, I own a house where my wife is from there. I know several people have retired in the Philippines or plan on retiring in the Philippines. Here we have the government inheritance fund. If someone dies and has no family heirs and no will, it goes to them. Government telling people they don't have to pay rent because of a cold is going to be a problem. The homeless rate is going to go through the roof here within the next year. Everything is a tool and nothing more. Value is only what someone sees it to be. We all own nothing. We just pay to maintain. That's true. Wallace, buoyancy test on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you feel you're struggling? Marnie, I'm not struggling. My debt is low. My risk is low. I could sell the truck tomorrow and just have to find something else I want to do. We're good. I'm in a good place. Knock on wood. Nathan, credit is going to mean anything because Biden wants to get rid of the 3 credit bureaus. Focus on yourself, looking forward. F all the noise around you. That's out of your control. Provost, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just irritated at record collectors and flea markets in general. You own no dollar. You own a promise to get something. That's true. That is true. You don't own your property either. Great Sage Logic, Eric. Why did you block me on your channel? Says Marty. Heavy metal Eeyore is just default gloomy. Nothing wrong with it. That's funny. Nevada trucking and trails. A lot of negative comments. Sun's out, fresh air is fresh, love it. I am in great shape, Wallace. I really am. Look, there's not an evening or day that goes by, a morning goes by, that I don't count my blessings, because I've got several friends right now that are having a really tough time with either their business or their personal issues. And if it wasn't for greed and discontent, this world would be a better place. And this is what I've been telling my kids. Yesterday, my son, who's 19 years old, and we sat down and had a conversation for like a half an hour. And it was like two adults talking. It was a trip. It was really cool. And when I learned that he is thinking logically, he's not overreacting to the stuff he sees on social media, that was important to me, because I look at the follies of man, and everybody's like down these rabbit holes of stuff that doesn't even matter. Provost brings up a good point. And the most important thing one needs to do is to have mental strength, mental fitness, because crap's going to happen one way or another, whether it be the economy, whether it be the government, whether it be a family member doing something, or something happening to you, or a car accident. It could be anything. Some idiot trying to sell you Walmart stuff that's used for almost double of what you could get it new. It's all about how you react. It's all about how you look at things. To look at things objectively and with an open mind. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, I posted a picture. It's got a monkey sticking his tongue out. But read the comments, read the text underneath that picture, and it's looking at things logically. That's what we have to do. That's been a lost art form. And when you lose your home, and you lose your family, and you lose everything you love dearly, the only thing that's going to get you through is your spiritual fitness and your mental fitness. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to get you through. So those, to me, are the two most important things in your world right now. It's not the money. It's not the car you drive. It's not the truck you got. It's not the company you work for. It's not the idiot with the $30 or with the $80 Walmart records. It's mental and spiritual fitness. That because you could check out at any time. Tools and the ability to work hard are all you need to succeed. Oh, and YouTube info videos. Yeah, YouTube is definitely important. Eric, be careful inviting the Hula to your channel. He is a weirdo. Done that 4 times. Now I'm alone and loving it. Are you pre-blocking me? I've done that. I've pre-blocked people. No, I haven't done that. Or have I? I don't know. Every time I look at my block list, I'm like, oh, I don't remember doing that. You got to know how to fail to succeed. That is true, Nevada. That is true. And I think that's part of the problem right now, is that we don't know how to suffer. We don't know how to take suffering. mental and spiritual fitness are going out the window because no one has to be strong anymore. You can use you can use a social media thing like YouTube and create an echo chamber to make yourself feel better, and you can literally live off the dopamine of the food and the internet and the CBD oil and the marijuana that's legal now in a lot of states, and you can be fat and happy and not have a care in the world, not realizing that it could all come crumbling down at one point, and you would have thought that the last year would have brought out the best in people, but it didn't. It brought out the worst. It brought out the worst in the government. It brought out the worst in social media. It brought out the worst in the election. It brought out the worst of the political divide. It brought out the worst of every negative aspect that we have in our country today was taken down by the C word. You're breathing, you're suffering, and you still go on, right? The only thing you have control of is your mind. And if you don't have control of that, then you need to find the root. Like when I lost my weight, it wasn't just about eating better. Okay. It wasn't just about avoiding certain foods. It was about, why do I eat what I eat? Why do I feel the need to have a huge breakfast burrito the size of my arm at 6 o'clock in the morning? Why did I feel the need to eat while I'm sitting at a dock? What was it? What was I trying to do? What was the root of my overeating and eating like crap? What was that? What was it? Stress? Was it cortisol? Was it you know, it's like any addiction, like alcohol, meth, whatever. What is the root of why you do what you do? And to do that, you got to be honest with yourself. Are you hiding some pain? Are you, did something happen in your past that you haven't gone over? I've had some bad stuff happen to me in the past. It doesn't define who I am. It defines me to a sense, in a sense that I've learned from it. I've gotten stronger for it, but it doesn't define my future as far as keeping me down. And that's look, I mean, you got people struggling to survive that don't have time to worry about pronouns and gender equality and race equality. They're just trying to survive. They're not online arguing about, trivial things like who's going to win the Bachelor and who's going to win Survivor and who's going to win, this cooking show. They don't have time for any of that. They don't have time to have the silly arguments because they're out there living life, whereas other people are so soft. We've become so soft as people, and oh look, I just got in the vehicle and I'm struggling because it's hot. It's like you don't know how to suffer a little bit. You haven't lived until you've been out BMXing in the 110-degree Phoenix, Arizona heat, or you know trying to change a light bulb when it's 40 below zero and somewhere in Wyoming. It's you know we're not meant to be comfortable. We're not meant our brains were meant to adapt and overcome. We didn't have fur, so we have to create ways of staying warm. You know, the human baby is one of the most helpless offsprings in the animal kingdom. you know. um and it's our brains that give us our power. It's our brains that create wars. It's our brains that create, the good and the bad and the ugly. That's simple. I do what I want, when I want, and only if I want. Unless a gun's pointed at me, then I do whatever I want. 100%. And the government doesn't let industry and businesses they choose fail. The markets don't see the valleys anymore. Life is easy street nowadays. No true suffering in America. No, there's suffering, Chucky. There is. I've been in some neighborhoods where you'll see some suffering. Trust me. They're out there. But they're caused by ourselves. Trap a load in 120 degrees and change the solder in -24. No fun. Yep. Marty, what's up? Marty, fish market? Shark equals buggy. The hool is all over the place. But anyways, we've been at this for 51 minutes. I need to open a window. It's getting hot and steamy in here. So these are my thoughts today. No, Thor's not a female. But anyways, everybody from this record show is going home. And I hope that they were profitable. Except for the Metallica Walmart guy. I hope he suffers. I'm sure he is, or else he wouldn't act like that, right? He's probably suffering somewhere, somehow in his life. Sometimes we justify bad things that have happened in our life by being bad to others. Hey, my life's not all together, so I'm going to tear someone else's life apart on YouTube or on Facebook. My life is full of discontentment, hate, and flames, so I'm going to attack this guy who seemingly has a good life for no reason. How many times have you guys seen that in YouTube? Right? How many times have you seen that in the streets of, any town, USA? People just can't leave people alone. I was hoping that was Convoy accepting my bid. Misery loves company. Yeah, Bob, that's true. Anthrax has got a song called Misery Loves Company. But it's about that book, Misery. But the lyrics are powerful nonetheless. Just pray for him. That's good. That's a good idea, Charles. It's a good idea. Beware, your pity could end one day. It's probably too windy. Sorry about that. Let's fix that. There comes a point where you lose pity and it's just replaced with darkness and anger, or indifference. What's the opposite of love? People are like, well, it's hate. Nope, it's indifference. It's indifference. What are you seeing for dry van rates, Steve? 400 miles. About 1,500 in this area. Free thoughts and prayers for everyone. Just put in discount code. The Hool, you're funny. You said you want to get a truck in 5 years. Give us a play-by-play. I said I want to get a truck in 5 years? No. I don't think I have 5 years left in me, guys. To be honest with you. I've become that old jaded driver. You know, that's why I went home this week, because I had an emotional reaction to a crappy week. And it wasn't really crappy. It was still decent money because of the short haul, but I made more money sitting than I did actually driving because, again, bad business and not having your act together. You know, 2 receivers took 8 hours to unload me. Ridiculous. The only thing that happened right was the 7-3 split came in handy last week. So when you have a week like that, you just, you know what, we got invited to, dinner, let's just do that, Doing some power only Kroger runs. That's cool. That's how you feel. Can you actually do this 5 more years? Yeah. I made more money this month than in January or February combined, but I quit being lazy. I got to meet some goals. Good afternoon and happy weekend, home brother Snorelord. What I'm missing now? You're not missing anything, G Star. We're gonna leave this up. And while my rant in the beginning is more towards record business owners and flea market idiots, there is some valid stuff, I guess, in this live feed. Part of that, Charles, was one place it was floor loaded, which I knew that going in. And I slept for most of that delivery. But the second one was because of idiocy. The second one was because the broker saying, hey, I think they got everything lined out. Okay, well, let's book 3 of those short runs I was doing. Turns out after 1, I was done. I was like, and they canceled the next 2. So I was like, okay, I've given you guys 3 chances to make this work, to make it smooth, and you guys can't do it. It's either the receiver or the broker that keeps screwing everything up. The Hool. Way to simplify my video. Thanks a lot. Dutch says, I'm hearing that there may be problems with that Proact in trucking. Is that true or just bull? Dutch, I think there's some valid concerns, but I'm on the same line of thinking with Provost. And I have already a plan in place. If it gets to a situation where Jeff can't have contractors, let's get my own authority. No big deal. Or open a record store and tell everybody that they're pieces of crap. Either way, I win. Hear you, I'd be down until after. Okay, you guys are talking. Don't beat yourself up, Steve. Lots of us will be pissed after 8 hours. Wasn't really angry. I wasn't angry. I was just like I said, I made more money sitting. It's not good for my health. And I meant to clean my truck out yesterday because I have a lot of stuff that I need to do the spring cleaning, and I just couldn't get it done. So, but I don't plan on doing anything drastic. I bought a trailer tracker thing for my trailer that goes with the Samsara system. So that'll be interesting. It might, well, no, probably won't do anything on that. Well, if you had 2 trailers, would that load in a reefer trailer? I don't know. I can't have a reefer trailer, Marty. Jeff's insurance doesn't allow it. Snorelord finds the world's first therapeutical record store. Snorelord Metal Mania. The Hool, I like. Now you finally said something that makes sense. The Hool, and you didn't even have to talk hick to do it. That is awesome. I like that idea. Just like Leo on the 70s show. Paul Wibbles asked what he missed. That's funny. I think you know what? I'm gonna be one of those old people that hang out at the mall and just stare at everybody. I think I'm gonna be that guy. I think that's my career choice. I'm gonna have Provost and Eric teach me how to make money off the stock market, and Dave, Dave, he knows a thing or two, and then just be the old guy on the bench at the mall, talking about how much people are scum. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's and own a record store on the side. I think that's what I want to do. A moralistic record store on the side, or as therapeutic as the Hool says. I think that's what I want to do. So maybe I need to start a crowdfunding thing or a GoFundMe or something like that, or contribute to Steve's old grumpy guy in the mall / record store business. I think that'd be awesome. What about if you organize a trucker convention jamboree? Marty, that would be awesome, but there's more to it than you think. Number one. Number two, they're canceling every single truck show. So, except for one in Florida, because Florida is Florida. You love people watching and judging while eating Ben & Jerry's. Oh, that'd be awesome. Like, for example, this guy just walked by. He had one of those old barrels, but it's a smaller one. Had a padded cushion on there. There's probably like $10 in materials, and dude probably paid $100 for that thing. Get one of those mobile chairs. Someday I want to be a dirty old man. I'm already there. Yep, Thor, that's a good idea. Charles Brandt, thank you. I appreciate that, Charles. Charles, look, I feel bad because Charles told me some of the things going on with him, and here I am griping about my first world problems, and Charles is the one that's giving me money. Charles, you rule. I appreciate you. Thornton. Thomas Wilson, start over. Thomas, I went live instead of in a recorded video just for you. I'm going to guilt trip you because you said you love the live feeds more than you like my regular videos, which I worked really hard on. And you decided that live feeds are awesome, and you're not even in here until late. Clyde, thank you for joining us. Oh, Thomas Wilson, look at you. now you're gonna guilt trip me, Thomas. Thank you. Touche, sir. Touche. Thank you very much. Oh, Thomas. I'm gonna need that money because I gotta buy new tires this month. I gotta find a good deal. Um, not sure what kind of tires I'm gonna get either. So Thomas Wilson, thank you very much. Charles Brandt, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. When does your dancing vid come out? You can do better than Team Tiny. Apparently, I need to subscribe to Team Tiny. A lot of people bring him up. He needs therapy money. I need therapy money. I want to try that little short haul thing you're talking about. I have 3 reefer trailers. Well, good luck, Marty. It takes time, patience, a lot of sitting, and gambling. You gotta, like, 1 minute you're king, and then you get a low cancel, or there's a space in there, and boom, you lose a day. So the short haul thing is more feast or famine, a little bit more volatile than just picking a big load from Pennsylvania to California and California back to Pennsylvania. It's there's a lot more. You gotta be better with your clock. You got to be better with your load selections. Your brokers have got to be on their A game. It's a little bit more. I'm not going to say stressful. It's just a little bit more thought involvement, I think. It also depends on where you live too, Marty, or where you're going to run. Thomas only runs Michelin. Thomas, I would get Michelin's all the way around if I got the same deal you did that you told me about the other day. I'm seeing more people who kind of have life under control but are semi-depressed. Things are weird and uncertain. Bob, it's exactly kind of where I'm at. I'm not 100%, oh, life is grand. But at the same time, I do know how to count my blessings and be great, and show gratitude. So I put on Michelin Super Singles on Thunder here. Rides like a dream. Good deal. I like long haul, especially over weekends. Wallace, that's kind of the good strategy. I do short over the week, and then if I'm going to work over the weekend, do a long run. I only run short haul. If you figure it out on the paper, the revenue per mile, I make much more by using less fuel. And that's where I'm at, Thomas. That's kind of what I do. I can't tell you how many times I've watched guys do 2,500 miles in a week, and in a bad market now, not so much now, but in a bad market, and my net is not much, maybe $300 or $400 lower than theirs with 2/3 less miles. I mean, that's how I survived early 2021, was by just running short, super short. Like the ridiculous bid I got on a load that Convoy will probably just delete. I'm gonna widen a member, Thor. I'll hit you up tomorrow. If not, text. If I don't hit you up tomorrow, text me and that'll remind me to call you. Look, guys. Anybody, if I've received a text from you or a phone call and I haven't gotten back with you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's not because I don't like you. It's because I get distracted. I got 100 things going on in my head. I got 100 things going on at home. And sometimes I just space it all out. Like Thomas Wilson, who just was very generous. He called me like 4 days ago or texted me, and I said I would call him back. I finally called him like 4 days later because I'm that guy. I'm an a-hole. What's your bet about $2,400? I don't know what you're talking about. I do 5,500 and someone does 9,500. I still have better rate per mile. I'll send you a link to their price download. If I don't, then go to the site. It's in there. Okay, yeah, Thor, I appreciate that. You can send me that link anytime if you want. With where I am, you have to go long for the total, which is still less than what you guys get, but with less hassle. There's definitely a lot more hassle with what I do, Wallace. I mean, but it's tough for me to go back to 600 and 800 mile loads when I get the same amount of money in 300 or 400 mile loads. It really is. But as long as the market stays like this, we'll be okay. No, it's a ridiculous number for literally 6 miles, Marty. It's because I'm busy making money, busy spending money. Except for buying overpriced, repurposed crap. Michelin are great tires. I hauled them from the Michelin production plant in Spain to the Netherlands. I used to run Michelin steers quite a bit. I went to Goodyear because I got a get better price, and they've been pretty good. A lot of the Schneider guys griped about the Goodyears, but I actually like them. That's what I went with. As far as drives, you guys aren't going to believe this. When I bought my truck brand new, they came with General tires. Now the fuel, thank you, Thor. Now the fuel economy on General tires are not very great, but the knobs, the knobbiness is pretty good. Those tires have lasted me 4 years. So it's time to get new ones. Short haul keeps your mind sharp. Sometimes, unless you're sitting there at a dock for 8 hours. Your short haul makes more money than my short haul, Thomas, because you can drop and hook. I'm not dropping and hooking. Schneider, that's the name of the game. 2 to 500 is usually the better paying loads and can turn overnight. Right, and you're usually not worried about, running out your clock or, running out your 70. You're usually not concerned about the 14-hour clock with 2 to 400 mile runs. That's an easy 6 miles, $1,000. The reason why I put a high bid on there is because it delivers at 1:30 a.m. So, and I don't like the receiver. But if that receiver keeps me at the dock for 8 hours, like they've been known to in the past, that'll be a ridiculous amount for 6 miles. Jeff is texting me. I do the 60 to 150 mile ones. Yeah, Wallace, Steve Berger did a video of why the steer tires go bad on a Freightliner. He did a whole video on it. It's a really good video, and everybody I know with the Freightliner has dealt with that. So, but we are well over an hour. So, guys, I got things to do. I got a family to tend to, and I got a mind to clear. So I think tonight that's why I did my live feed now, my weekend live now, because I think tonight I'm just gonna this sunset maybe sit around their fire in the backyard or hang out on the front porch with my wife, drinking tea and just enjoying life, because that's at the end of the day that's all you got, right? Dave, what are you doing? Dave, that's mean. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Go yell at that record. No, the record show is closed. I watched that guy pack his stuff. Take care. The longer the thought dwells, gives you the same amount of time and clarity before it all takes off again. That is true. That is true, Nevada. Look, like I said, I've got some friends that are going through some hard times right now, to the point that I'm worried about their lives, okay? And I've done what I can. And you know, you don't want to have a permanent solution to a temporary problem. There's a way to get through this dark world. I appreciate Thomas. That's a good idea. Yeah, Charles, call me this week. Don't take any days for granted. Don't take your health for granted. Don't take the things that you own for granted. Because one person's, junk is another person's treasure. Is proven by the things that I've seen today. But don't dwell too much in the darkness because it will take you down. So, with that being said, peace.